5 and 6 first Sundays is starting and growing a successful business. And I thought it would behoove us at this time to do a review, because I've been teaching the class now, and we've been moving forward, and it's good to do a review, find out where we are, how did we come to where we are, why are we even doing this, why am I even teaching this class, and what's the objective? Because all of this has an objective, it has a purpose. And then we'll get into the technology update, and then I'll conclude and bring on Imam Ajin with the Arabic class. So, we're going to review the starting and growing a successful business. And I want to start with a statement that Robert Kiyosaki, if you've been attending my classes dealing with financial literacy, you'll know who I'm speaking of when I say Robert Kiyosaki. He's the author of the books Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Cash Flow Quadrant, and a couple other books that I've been using as textbooks in my class. Now let me read you a statement, bring a lot of this to fruition, or bring it back to your mind. To obtain financial freedom, now I'm quoting, to obtain financial freedom, one must be either a business owner, an investor, or both, generating passive income, particularly on a monthly basis. All right? And let's do a little definition, just to remind ourselves. When I say financial freedom, does anybody remember what the definition of financial freedom was? Okay, how about passive income? Passive income is income that comes from what? Okay. Income that comes from other than your work. It comes from your investments. It can come from investments from stocks. It can come from savings, those investments from savings. It can come from investments from a business. That income is passive. That means it's not income that you have to directly work for. Okay, that's what we consider passive income. Income that may come from if you have property, rental property. The rents that come off the property, after you have taken care of all the expenses, whatever you have left over that you can put in the bank or whatever, that's what is referred to as passive income. Income that you don't have to actually work for. Income that comes from your investments. Right. Well, financial freedom. Do anybody remember our definition for financial freedom? All right. Remember, you use financial freedom instead of being rich. So if you don't remember the definition of financial freedom, let me remind you of it. The definition for financial freedom is, we all know what it means to be free. Am I correct? All right, now I'm not just talking to myself. We all know what it means to be free or something, right? Okay. I don't know. Are y'all hearing me? Okay, I just want to make sure. All right. So, financial freedom. Well, let me tell you what that definition is. All right. The definition of financial freedom is income that you receive that no one has to physically work. You don't have to physically work, and no one in your home has to physically work. And the income that you receive from your investments takes care of all your financial needs. That means your rent, whatever other expenses you have. And you have enough left over that you can also use towards some of the things that you want. All right. Once you achieve that level of income from your investments, whatever they may be, you have achieved what they call financial freedom. You don't have to go out and physically work. And no one in your home has to go out and physically work. Hold down a job to bring in those resources. That is what we mean by financial freedom. All right? It's a better term than being rich. Rich is just what you perceive someone as. But you don't know if they just look like it. You don't know if they're rich or not. And rich to one person may not be what it is to another person. All right? There's some people out there now who get whose resources that come in, and they're receiving $2 or $3 million a year. But you know what they say? But they're not rich. They don't consider themselves rich. Okay? They say, no, I'm not rich. All right? Then there are some who are just earning $200,000 a year, and they say they're rich. So you see, that's just a perception. Okay? But to be financially free, that's a really good definition. So that's the definition of financial freedom. So, when the income from your business or other investments exceed all your expenses, so no one in your household has to work, now you've achieved financial freedom. And that's the goal. That's the goal all of us should be shooting for, is to be financially free. Financially free. All right, so another part of our review. The formula for a business. Establishing a business. You may not remember the formula, so I'm going to inform you of it. But then I'm going to ask you later on, so what's the formula for establishing a business? The first thing you want to do is identify a problem or a need. You remember this? It'll come back to you. Identify a problem or a need, right? Then develop a solution to the problem or the need. Then turn that solution into a business. Okay? That's the formula. All right? It's one I learned, and most entrepreneurs engage in it. And if you look at any business out there now, and I'm going to talk about a few when I get to the tech update, but if you look at any business, it fits in that formula. They were trying to address a need or a problem. And it took off. They developed a solution to that need or problem. Then they turned that into a business. And almost any business out there that you can look at will fit into this formula. So it's a good formula to use. All right? All right, so let's get into some of the areas now of our review, particularly to establishing and growing a successful business. The first thing you have to do is select a product or service. So when you find that need or that problem and you want to address it, you got to identify a product or a service that addresses it. And in terms of doing this, you need to take into consideration your own knowledge and the talents that you may have. All right? So that when you look at selecting that product or service that you want to turn into a business, just do an self-examination and look at your own talents and the knowledge you have or the knowledge you like to gain in selecting that product or service. The second part of our review is, in business, the business structure. Now, what is the business structure? How do you structure your business? We're going to structure it in one of three areas. Either it's going to be a sole proprietorship, it's going to be a partnership, or it's going to be a corporation. All right? That's going to be your business structure. It's going to be in one of those areas. Okay? We're doing a review, so I'm not going to go into each one of these and go into in detail. I've already made these presentations, and if you'd like to get them, you can go to YouTube. For those of you, how many of you know how to access YouTube online? Okay, good. You know the Moscares uploads these classes, my classes and First Sundays presentations on YouTube. All you have to do is go to YouTube, type in the Moscares, and the Moscares information will come up, and you'll see the First Sunday presentations. And it's available there for you free. It doesn't cost you anything except a internet connection. And if you don't have one in your home, you can go to a library and get access to it free. All right? So, that's the business structure. The second part of our review, and it's essential, is writing a business plan. Every business should have a business plan. Every business. If you don't have it when you start, that's all right. You just get started and get off the ground. But after maybe a month, 2, maybe 6 months, maybe a year into your business, you need to step back and develop and write, or have someone work with you to write a business plan. Now, you don't have to pay anybody to do this. It's available, and the resources available from the Small Business Administration website, and it's free. And it takes you through step by step how to write a business plan. And I made that presentation here. And I want to call attention to you about an issue that I think is important I want to mention to you now. I was observing the news just about, maybe about 3 weeks ago. And there are 2 entrepreneurs suing this particular woman and her business. And she had marketed herself as a business, she had marketed herself as a business coach. And that she could write business plans for people. One of these individuals paid her $6,000 to write her a business plan and help her get started in her business. And another paid her a little less, $1,000 something. And she never did none of the work. Never did none of the work. They had to wind up taking her to court. Okay, and one person she settled with. the one who had the less amount. And the other person